It doesn't matter what's happening around me, I'll rejoice in my brother's prosperity. 'Cause I find contentment in you. It doesn't matter what people say, in spite of what bills I have to pay, I find contentment in you. Knowing you'll supply all my needs, and everything I need is in need. I find contentment in you. It doesn't matter who walks out of my life, it's okay if I sleep alone at night. 'Cause I find contentment in you. Knowing you walk with me, knowing you'll bear eagle's wings, I find contentment in you. In spite of what should have happened by now, there are no regrets somehow. 'Cause I find contentment in you. Knowing I heard your voice, knowing I'll make the right choice, knowing you're singing over me, I will show you my victory. 'Cause I find contentment in you. I find contentment in you. I find contentment in you.
A blessed day, family, friends, and partners. It's a joy to me to once again encourage you from the Word of God. And today, I will talk about contentment. I'll read from Philippians chapter 4, starting from verse 11. Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am to be content. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things, I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. In verse 13, he said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. As I look at these ducks and these swans today, the Lord reminded me, people are just throwing crumbs on these animals. Yet I can see contentment in them. Truly, the Apostle Paul is right on when he said, not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am how to be content. During the time that the Apostle Paul penned this letter, he was in prison in Rome. Yet he is saying to us, I know what I am saying. He is saying that I am not talking to you about contentment as per head knowledge only. I am talking to you about contentment based on experience. And how can we also, just like the Apostle Paul, experience contentment, especially in troubled times like this, in this time of pandemic, in this time of crisis? How can we experience contentment? First and foremost, we have to realize God's purpose for our lives. He said here in verse 12, I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. Why did he say those? Because he knew that though he was in prison in Rome, God has a purpose why he is there. God has a purpose also for each and every one of us why we are experiencing the things that we are experiencing today. What God allows in our lives, God has a purpose for it. So it's important. Know that whatever and wherever you are right now, God has a purpose for that circumstance that is happening in your life. God is teaching you a lesson. God is wanting to correct you, to warn you, to redirect you, or to direct your paths. Know that God has a purpose for the circumstances that He allows in your life. Secondly, God's presence. Whatever situation we are in, wherever we are right now, we can be content if we will understand that the presence of God is always with us, whatever is the circumstances. In Psalm 23, He said, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes us to lie down in green pastures. He makes us lie down beside the still waters. He restores our souls. And He guides us in paths of righteousness. And though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death." See, the same shepherd that leaded us in green pastures, beside the still waters, in paths of righteousness, is the same shepherd that leads us in the valley of the shadow of death. Sense the presence of God, whatever is your situation. God is not only present when we are in good times, when we are full, when we have plenty. God is present whatever the circumstances of life, all the more in the deepest, weakest, hardest moments of our lives. So God's contentment is possible if we understand His purpose and His presence in our lives. God bless you today.
God bless you.
Bless you.
If this message encouraged you, please hit subscribe and make sure you turn on your notifications so that you'll be alerted anytime new content is released.